Hey folks, Ron here. So today I'm showing you at least two former rockers who lived up here in Laurel Canyon in its heyday. Well, one moved here in the mid-60s and the other one, second one is going to be Frank Zappa. I don't know how long he lived here, but I know he lived here, I believe, until his death. And he lived here at least 20 years. And we'll be showing you that one first in a minute. And it's a hell of an uphill climb, so we're definitely getting our workout. But he seems to love it. I love it too. It's just already worked out today, so it's my second workout. All right, folks, we're going to see you. Oh, actually, while we're walking, I should tell you about a story I have about the Zappas. Although we're getting close here. Just look at my addresses here. Oh, it's right there in the corner, I believe. Come on, let's keep going. Now, I have heard that Lady Gaga now owns this. No, I'm sorry, I'm going to take that back. I erroneously heard, actually on someone else's vlog, that Lady Gaga now owns this house, but she doesn't, because I was able to, let's just say, through my research, find out who lives here. And the man is a musician, not a well-known musician that we all have heard of, but it's not Gaga. So strike that, retract that, I take that back. Sorry to be under the sun here. Through a beautiful neighborhood. You know, you go from bright sunlight to like cavernous a little bit down the hill on this particular street. Come here. This way. No. No. Come here. Come here. Stop it. Well, the dog is really fighting me. I better stop. I'll be right back with you. Okay, folks. Let's see, are we on? Are we going? Yeah. That's it. The house of former home of Frank Zappa. Which is interesting because this one here across the street has the black gate and the closed circuit TV. This one is much less unobtrusive. But here's the former Zappa house, which is really beautiful and lustrous inside. Now, I can tell you also, cars aren't what I expected either. The current owner, no, strike that. I'm getting my properties mixed up. But anyway, that is the former Zappa house. Yes, trash cans, just like everybody else. So Frank Zappa lived here for over 20 years with his family. My story about the Zappas is that I was working down the hill, and I won't say exactly what year, it was quite a while ago, down at Laurel Canyon in Ventura, and Zappa's kids, at least, oh gosh, let's see, Soheil? No, Dweezil used to come in to the store, and now I see why, because this is not a straight shot, but it's a pretty clear shot down from the hills here Laurel Canyon, down to Studio City, to Ventura and Laurel Canyon. And one of the really interesting things about Los Angeles is it's divided by the Santa Monica Mountains. So you've got the flatlands of the valley to the north, separated by the Santa Monica Mountains, aka the Hollywood Hills. It's the Hollywood Hills, I should say. It is the Hollywood Hills, which are these. And at the top of the Hollywood Hills is Mulholland Drive. And then there's all these little offshoots going mostly south down onto the west side from Mulholland, but some are perched on top of Mulholland and they go down into the San Fernando Valley. So if you're on Mulholland, you're on the top. This is pretty close to Mulholland where we are here now. If you go down the other side, you're at the west side of LA, and you jumps directly into Hollywood and Beverly Hills, depending on how far west or east you are on Mulholland. So it's really interesting. My dog wants to go down a private drive here. We're not going down the private drive. Oh, that's why somebody dumped a bunch of furniture here. I don't know why, but I think he wants to pee on the furniture. My other Zappa story is, I think, a little more interesting. That one time I was on a date in Hollywood, West Hollywood actually. I was at a restaurant called the French Market on Santa Monica Boulevard. And I think my date, I don't know why we got separated, but oh, I know why. We were walking after dinner on Santa Monica Boulevard, and the girl I was with, my date, she said she had to stop in somewhere and use the restroom. So we stopped in the closest place, and it was also a restaurant, but there was like a long hallway from the back of the restaurant where the restrooms were to somewhere else. I didn't know that the somewhere else was actually another location. And what it was the Improv. So we're waiting in the hallway, and the hallway with the bathrooms where my date was also served as kind of the green room, the waiting area to go on stage at the Improv. And all of a sudden there was Moon Unit Zappa, who's about my age, standing right across from me. And I don't know whether she knew I recognized her, but she was standing there, and I said hello, and she said, "I'm so nervous." I said, "Why?" She says, "Well, I'm about to go on, and I don't really do comedy, and I don't really do stand-up." And I said, "You'll be fine, you'll be great." I knew who she was, I knew she had the name, and she seemed appreciative of my confidence in her. Don't know how she did, because once my girl came, we left the area. So I'm sure she did well, I hope she did well. And I knew her from the song Valley Girl in 1982, her little novelty song that she did. Perfect for a Zappa. Okay, folks, we're going to pick it up again in a couple of minutes. We're going to walk down the hill, and we're going to go to Mama Casa's house. Now, what's interesting about Mama Casa's, I believe this is going to be Mama Casa's second house. Definitely wasn't her first, and it definitely wasn't her last, although they were all in the area. We're going to go down to Casa's house, which she bought with her mama's and her papa's money, and legendary parties were there. And I believe there's a famous picture that I think David Crosby took of Joni Mitchell and Eric Clapton. And I don't know if that was at Casa's house or at Joni's house. You know, I may be making a mistake. That may have been Joni's house, and I've vlogged at Joni's house too. Anyway, so yeah, it was a great location, lots of rocker parties, and you know, come on. Be back in a second, folks. Okay. So we're gonna head down now, and as I was saying, now I'm nervous about that leash bite. Yeah, it was a great place where Cass lived. And also, what I'm going to tell you now before we're in front of the house is that the house that Mama Cass lived in and owned at some point later was owned by Dan Aykroyd and his wife at the well, first he owned it on his own, then he got married to Donna Dixon, and they were both Untitled. And after they split up, gosh, you know, I don't even know. I think they're split up, but I know they don't live there anymore. But a pretty well-known actress actually lives there now. I definitely know her name. I know her face. I've seen a few of her films. I don't want to say exactly who it is, but she's blonde, and she was pretty big in the 80s and 90s. I know that's not much of a hint, but she was in movies with Chevy Chase and Edward Norton and other people, so I probably gave it away. Anyway, we will meet you back there in a minute. Okay, see you soon. Okay, folks, coming up on former Mama Cass house where the actress lives now, actress from the 80s and 90s, and fortunately that's all we can really see. Try to get my head out of it, is the gate. But this was it. Swinging house in the 60s, Mama Cass and all the rockers of the time. And David Crosby, Stephen Stills, and Graham Nash kind of disagree, but the consensus seems to be that the three of them first met here. That Crosby came over and to visit Cass, and that the other way around. Graham Nash came over, who was a good friend of Cass, and she introduced him to Crosby and Stills here, who were playing together and starting songs, and they did the song, one of the songs off their first album. I think it was You Don't Have to Cry. They played it once. Nash said, play it one more time. And then the third time, Nash said, okay, I got it. And he added his third harmony, and history was made. They became a group, probably right here in this house. Okay, folks, well, this is a hell of a nice hill. Very private, very secluded, birds of paradise. plants here. Okay, well, we'll call it here. My name is Ron. Thank you for watching. We're going to do other vlogs in this area because there's just so much to do. But today we're going to move on to another location, which I just thought of. Haven't researched yet, so I'm going to research it and find out about it. Okay, folks, if you like my channel, please subscribe. And if you do subscribe, please hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button and you'll get indications when I post. Also, give me likes. I would appreciate it. It does affect the algorithm of YouTube. Come here. Narrow streets, narrow streets. And comment in the comment section if you see fit. Okay, folks, come on, you. We're going to go for now, and we'll see you in a bit. Thanks, and bye-bye.